the Supreme Court seems inclined to strike down or weaken Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, which would likely result in giving Republicans a large structural advantage in the House of Representatives. See, since 1986, Section 2 has mandated the creation of dozens of majority-minority districts that tend to vote for Democrats. Many of these districts only exist because they're legally mandated. Without this mandate, the politicians who draw districts will have much more free rein to gerrymander. But some call these majority-minority districts a gerrymander in and of itself. In overly simplified terms, under current rules, majority-minority districts must be created when a racial majority is diluting the voting power of a large racial minority in a state. Those against these mandated VRA districts argue that this practice is similar to DEI, and that these Voting Rights Act remedies were never meant to be permanent. If they were, it would take us further and further away from our goal of having a colorblind society. They also argue that when the VRA was enacted, a majority white district would almost never elect a minority, while now there's currently many examples of this happening, making majority-minority districts unnecessary as a way to assure minority representation. Those in favor of majority-minority districts argue that they allow racial minorities to have representation in Congress where they likely would not have otherwise, especially in states where your race is extremely predictive of which party you vote for, aka states with high levels of racial polarization. They argue that majority black districts in many southern states would likely be affected, as Republicans mostly hold power to redraw maps in these states, and those states tend to be the most racially polarized. For example, the state of Mississippi has 174 members in their state legislature, 115 Republicans and 53 Democrats. All but one Republican is white, and all but 2 Democrats are black. Mississippi currently has a VRA-mandated district that votes Democratic. If the majority-minority district requirement went away, liberals argue, the Republicans would gerrymander to eliminate it, effectively taking away black representation in the state. The same applies to several other southern states. The stakes of this Supreme Court decision are huge. Right now, Republicans have a 3-seat House advantage, and there are currently dozens of majority-minority districts in both red and blue states. Republicans would likely gain several seats, but there are simply too many variables to predict exactly how many. The Supreme Court ruling probably won't come down until June of 2026, which will make it unlikely that this will affect the upcoming midterms. But again, it's pretty unknown if states will alter their election rules and calendars leading up to the midterms to account for this decision.